Hey, everybody, welcome to Dr. Nic and Mike's podcast with Divine Guidance Institute, Modern Day Mystery School. Never get blindsided again. Tonight's topic, ooh. What's the topic?
Dreams, practical yet profound.
Yeah, you got a problem? Just sleep on it. And we're going to tell you and teach you just how to do that. Did you know there's over 33 billion dreams each and every night? First off, we'll tell you every single human, well, and animal, but we're not going to get into that right now. Every single human dreams every single night as long as they've slept at least 5 minutes, assuming you're not up all night with insomnia, or up all night doing rails of cocaine, assuming you've got a good night's sleep. Okay. Or like I said, even an hour, you're going to have dreams. Everyone dreams every night. As a matter of fact, they used to think, oh, you dream 4 to 6 times a night. No. You actually dream all night long. The most I ever wrote down in one night were 15 dreams that I actually remembered. Got up, scribbled all 15 down. Took me about an hour. So yes, everyone, including you, dreams every single night. We're going to give you all the cool tips, how to use them so you don't get blindsided ever again. Any question you got, any problem you want solved, all you got to do is ask before you go to sleep. Literally, it is that simple. Michael?
So what exactly is a dream, and really, where the hell do dreams come from? Let me give you a quote to start. And I've always loved this quote. It's by Harold Klemp, and he's really a dream expert. And he said it was once a nearly absolute truth that dreams were the secret door to a higher state of consciousness and spiritual truth. It's what we're really all looking for. And I can tell you that when you go back into ancient civilizations, whether it's, Egypt or Greece or wherever, they all had dream experts hanging out. So they consulted them on a daily basis, what to do with the government, whether to go into battle or not go into battle that day, because there were dreams involved. And the dream expert, the dream advisor, would give some advice to the pharaoh or the king or the leader or the Napoleon or Alexander, whoever it was. But dreams are really a snapshot into what's headed our way. There is not a better tool that I can think of on the planet for understanding ourselves, our life, and where we're headed. Dreams really are our travels in other dimensions or planes. And what happens is when we sleep, we dream. And when we dream, we literally leave the body and we travel to different states of consciousness. Quantum physics calls it different dimensions because it's vibrationally very different, but part of the dimension we're already in. It's all mixed together. And those travels, when we wake up, we remember the dream, or maybe we don't remember the dream. So we're going to give you some tips and some hacks for remembering those dreams.
Hey, today we're going to cover one dream technique to overcome insomnia, how to find your soulmate through your dreams, do dreams reveal your future, interpret any dream in 3 easy steps, nightmares are good for you. Yep, that's what we said. Nightmares are actually good for you. How to program your dreams, 3 steps to make the right choice and never get burned again. Got a problem? Just sleep on it. Yep. We're going to give you that technique. We're going to tell you why that recurring dream is important, how to know if your kids are on drugs, how to know if your mate is cheating, and therapy with no therapist that we call Dream On. Oh, yes. Let's see. Let's start with nightmares. Let's just jump right in there with nightmares. Yeah, nightmares. Here's the deal with nightmares. What is it? It's an exaggerated dream. Okay, it has a different word, a different term, nightmares, but really it's something disturbing and it caught our attention. And actually, it's simply a strong message coming through. And that's why it caught our attention. And it was intended to catch our attention so we would remember it and extract the message. It's an important message. That's all it is. Maybe your wife tells you, to pick up your socks off the floor. She tells you on the first day, the second day, the third day, and the fourth day, she yells, "Pick up your socks." A nightmare is no different. It's a recurring dream that we don't remember. It's your higher self trying to communicate with you. And on that fourth day, it's screaming at you literally. So you remember. So you remember the dream or the nightmare.
And
So
it could be as something as simple as there's something coming my way that I need to be aware of. And it might be a 180-degree turn. Maybe I met Nicole in a dream, for example, 3 years before I ever met her in the physical for the first time. And do you think I had that dream a few times? You bet. But I probably didn't remember it for a while. And it keeps recurring because it's important, saying my life is going to take a 180-degree turn. Things are going to change. So dreams in that sense are very practical, yet they are indeed profound. And you want to give them a couple of good dream hacks, Nick?
well, I just wanted to say, no, you can do the dream hacks, but back to why nightmares are good for you. So it's a strong message coming through to help you in some form or fashion down here. It's to give you the ultimate guidance. And, our higher self wants nothing more than for us to get it right. Get it right, not get burned, not get blindsided, not make a mistake. Now, those things are going to happen because you're in the physical plane. And, that's how we learn. We learn through mistakes. We learn through experiences. Actually, you could say that there are no mistakes. There's only experiences. So in that sense, nightmares are good for you because they get your attention. Now that you've listened to this podcast and that's what they're for, to get your attention. Then once you extract, recall, and decode the dream, which will give you a technique here in a few minutes, you'll be rocking and rolling with your nightmares. You'll no longer be scared of your nightmares. A lot of people are scared of their nightmares. No, 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 no. You're going to welcome a nightmare in the sense that if you have one, it's not going to be a big deal. It's going to be like, oh, that's what that's about. Oh, okay, okay. And let me just give you a quick example here of like a death dream, right? A death dream, most people totally freak out. They think they're going to die or someone they know is going to die. And oh. Death dreams rarely mean you're going to die or someone you know is going to die. It's too much truth. It's too abrasive, and we tend to be protected from those things. So a death dream has a cool message. Michael, you want to share it?
Death dream means generally the death of something old and the birth of something new. So a death dream could mean I'm getting ready to change careers, and that career that I really dislike and I'd really like to try something new, the dream's showing me it's on the way, and that will be dead. You will no longer participate or have to engage in that career in your life. It'll be something new coming your way.
Death of something old, an old habit, an old relationship, an old way of thinking. As Michael mentioned, an old job. Death of something to make way for something else, something new, or something different. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
And I just want to say, kind of back to the beginning, and this is important because we go on the media quite a bit, and we've been doing this for 25 years. We're known as the Dream Team, as you know, but the most common complaint we get at the front end, when we talk dreams, people call in or the host says, man, I can't remember my dreams. How can they be important? I never remember them. Well, we give you one magic word. And if you do this magic word before you go to sleep at night, only for a couple minutes, minute, 2, 3 minutes, it's called hue, and it's a vibrational toning technique. It's ancient. It goes all the way back to Egypt when they all used to gather at the Sphinx. And hue, H-U, hue. It's just like that. 2 letters, H-U, hue. Basically, when I hue just before I go to sleep, What it does is it's like changing the channels on my remote. That's it. Suddenly I'm on the dream channel. And believe me, when you hew every night before going to sleep, you will remember your dreams. You'll remember one dream, two dreams, maybe three or four or five dreams in an evening. And if you journal those dreams, they will be continue to come in, they will be clear, and you will begin to remember all of them because it has to do with intention, which is why we journal our dreams. It literally acts as an electrical circuit, and we remember the dreams, then we journal them, and we're allowed to ground the dreams, ground the information, the feelings that came in during the dream. And that process opens a door that I could talk about it, but you really don't know what it is until you experience it. You'll go, oh my God, dreams are really making a difference now. So, Nick, you got it?
Yeah, you bet. I got tons of stuff here. That was some good stuff there, Michael. Yeah. Now, when Michael's sharing one magic word, which he just did, the hue, we call it one magic word, one step therapy, one step solution. And yes, we call it the universal panacea, the holy grail. It really handles all of those things. It's pretty, it's real, it's miraculous. But anyway, the one technique to overcome insomnia and anxiety, no RX needed, is one magic word. It is one step therapy. It is just say Hugh. Michael just did a demo. I'll do a demo real quick for the heck of it. You simply inhale, and on the exhale you say Hugh. H-U Hugh. H-U Hugh. Super cool. You can do it out loud, silently, eyes open, eyes closed, while you're doing the dishes, while you're in the shower, while you're sitting in a business meeting, or anywhere in the company of others. No one even has to know you're doing it, obviously, if you can do it silently, like we mentioned. So if you incorporate that, and here's the one thing we like to say is don't try to quit what you're doing. Just add the hue. Just add it for the heck of it, and then experiment. And you'll find out, like, holy moly, they weren't kidding. And then you'll find yourself all of a sudden the cravings will leave, like, wow, I'm smoking less cigarettes, or I want to bring my methadone dose down. And it's been at the same dose for 8 years, mind you. These are all real stories, by the way, that we share. We always share valid, true stories. We never embellish. Nope. So yeah, the hue, like we said, for anxiety or insomnia. When you lay down, you just do a few hues, and it'll probably be the last thing you remember before you wake up. Yep. And if your mate's laying there, again, do it silently. And yeah, there you go.
Dreams are really a snapshot of your future. In many cases, they will it's a prophecy, and they will literally give us a snapshot of where we're headed and what's coming. And dreams are very, very expansive in that sense, and it depends on how much we start working with them, and how much we begin to journal, and how much we remember. And suddenly dreams will open a door, like Harold Klemp said. It'll open a door to the to a higher state of consciousness, so we get that expanded view. It's almost like going in a satellite off Earth, and you look back and there's that blue planet. Whoa, it's the Earth. Yeah, you get an overview with dreams. So you know dreams, let's have fun for a minute.
Hold on. No, you're great. I want to stay right where you are.
All right.
Do dreams reveal your future? Heck yeah, they do. And you've heard our story, umpteen times, but we got to start there. Michael dreamt of me 3 years before he met me in a dream. He had a dream. He forgot the dream. We met. We hooked up. There's more to the story. I'm giving you the simple version. Then when I became a fitness trainer, Michael has a deja vu. Gosh, this is familiar. What's going on? He grabs his dream journal and finds the dream. In the dream, it's Nicole. In the dream, I'm a fitness trainer. I've got a purple outfit on. La, 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 la. Yes. So let me back up. You've heard the term déjà vu. Déjà vu is French. It means having seen before, meaning a forgotten prophetic dream. Déjà vu is a forgotten prophetic dream. So, whenever you experience a déjà vu out here while you're awake, oh my God, this feels so familiar. It's a forgotten prophetic dream. We dream our entire future, to be quite honest with you, and we dream of things. But remember, there's no timeline. Soul doesn't operate on a timeline. We have access to past, present, future. And like Michael dreamt of me, that dream was 5 years earlier. It was 3 years before we met. But then the actual event, the fitness training and all that happened 2 years later. So we're talking like 5 years total here. Type of thing. And then you'll have other dreams that happen the very next day, the experience. So it's wide open there. But just to let you know, prophetic dreams are legit. They happen all the time. And that's how and why they're important in preventing us from getting blindsided and burned, making the right choice, etc., etc. Where I want to go next is finding we just kind of did a combo. We said how to find your soulmate through dreams. As Michael mentioned, I'm going to turn it over to him for a minute, and then I'm going to hit on a few points.
Universal dream themes, just to have some fun for a minute, because we get these questions pretty often when we go into the media to talk about dreams. And like, who hasn't had a dream of being naked, running down the road, maybe the I-70 naked? What? Oh my God, what does that mean? Generally, not always, depends on the person. Dreams are very individualistic and the symbols are not the same for each person. But generally, as a humanity, naked dream means feeling exposed in some aspect of your life. I'm feeling exposed. And how about money? People dream of, oh, I found a bunch of coins in the dream, maybe 2 quarters and a dime. Mainly that means small change. Get it? Small change coming into your life. Suppose you dream of finding a pack of $100 bills. That means large change probably coming into your life. Most people also, another universal theme is flying. Oh, I had a flying dream. Everyone's had a flying dream. What does that mean? Well, that means we're conscious. I am conscious at that moment of being out of my body in the dream state. And I'm literally flying in spirit, flying in my soul body, flying in my higher state of consciousness. And then we come back into the body, and we land, and the flying dream is over. Some people come back and hit hard. You ever woke up from a dream and it's like, oh,
yeah,
boom. And other people come back in and they're frozen for a minute. They can't move. Everybody's had a frozen dream. I swear I was awake, but I couldn't move. I'm frozen. Yeah, it takes a moment sometimes to recover from being out of the body in these different dream states. And I would recommend, if you ever have a frozen dream, because everybody really dislikes that, if you can remember in the dream state, hue, when you're frozen, and immediately, boom, you'll be unfrozen. It releases you. It's a type of vibration that brings in freedom. So you get unfrozen. So there you go. You got another dream hack.
Hey, yeah. I just want to elaborate on that and go back to soulmates for a minute. Some people have sleep paralysis. I've had clients with sleep paralysis. Well, I have the solution for you. Yes, we do. It's that little word, HU. No joke. If you experience sleep paralysis, the next time it happens, all we need you to do, all we want you to try and experiment is you think, because you can't talk. No, you can't even move. And it's awful and it's frightful. It's scaring. It's not cool. It is not cool. And people are ready to go for sleep studies and get on meds. And here we go. It's this simple, y'all. Simply think of the word HU. Think of the word hue. It's going to pull you right out of the paralysis, right out instantaneously. And trust me, this is the convo with all the clients I have with sleep paralysis. I say, okay. do this, check this out first and see what's up. Immediately, boom, 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 problem solved. And there you go. It's the coolest thing ever. Holy moly. That's why we call it the Holy Grail and the Universal Panacea. Back to the soulmate thing. So you're wondering, okay, let's say you're wondering if this person is the one. You can ask before you go to sleep. Let's say you're wondering if you're going to meet your soulmate. You can ask before you go to sleep. Let's say you're wondering if your mate is cheating. You can ask before you go to sleep. Yes, 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 yes. Now, do not bet the farm on a dream, as many people have said. Do not do that. No, 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 no. You're simply collecting data and you're experimenting. Data and experimenting. It's vital that you track your data. However, write this stuff down because trust me, and give it a date. You keep a separate journal just for this kind of stuff. When you give it a date, it's vital. Track it, the date, the data. This is how quick you're going to forget a dream. I remember I woke up. Yes, yes, yes. I wrote down the dream. Okay, great. I went to work. I came back home from work. I opened my journal and I forgot the dream I had written down earlier that morning. All righty. Interpret any dream in 3 easy steps. Here we go. Well, so you have a dream. Here's a great, great explanation. You have a dream about water. All right. 2 people dream about water. One person loves to scuba dive. The other person, almost drowned a month ago. Great fear of water, right? They both dream of water. So, how does that work? Well, if you look in a dream journal, water means cleansing. But you know what? That's why dream journals, dream dictionaries are no good, no good, no good. You're a unique human being. Each symbol is germane, is pertinent to ourselves and what we think that it means. Quick word association, in other words, what the thing means to us. And so, 2 people dream of water. One, it means a great love. He loves scuba. So water means love, passion, fun. This other person has a great fear of water. So in the dream, the symbol means fear, worry, anxiety type of thing. So when you interpret a dream, it's simply quick word association. That's how you do your symbols, what they mean to you. And then you ask yourself, what was on my mind yesterday within the past 24 hours? The dream is always going to give you an answer or guidance to what was on your mind yesterday, the day before, a few hours ago. And that's really the best way to interpret a dream. Did you want to add to that, Michael?
Just that, yeah, that's on the money. And it's a simple dream assembly technique. You draw a line down the center of the page. One side has symbols and then what it means to you on the other side. And at the bottom, what is going on in your life right now. And you'll end up with an interpretation for the dream. And they're always connected to what's going on in your life and what you're seeking answers to. Yeah.
Nice, 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 nice. Yeah, let's see here. How to program a dream. Here we go. Yeah, we touched on this a little while ago. Program a dream. So you ask before you go to sleep. That's programming a dream. Is my deceased grandmother in heaven, is she okay? That's programming a dream. Is my spouse cheating? That's programming a dream. Are my kids doing drugs? Do I need to worry about this? That's programming a dream. Should I move to Texas? Should I take that new job? Is their online profile on that dating site, is it legit or is it bullshit? This is how you program a dream. You simply ask. You can only ask one question per night because you're going to get confused what dream is answering which question. Don't do that. I've done it. Total confusion. Before I go on, did you want to comment on the programming the dreams?
The programming actually works, and it works pretty quickly and swiftly. So, yeah, I would advise that programming hack. It really works.
Oh, it's fabulous. Anything you want to know, you just ask. Then you pay attention. And let's say, you didn't recall, you didn't remember any dream. Well, you just try it again the next night and the next night. You do a little hewing for clarity before you go to sleep. Again, you lay down and hew a couple times silently, and you think about your question. Keep in mind the stuff's on autopilot. Yes, autopilot. You don't even need to program a dream ever. It's on autopilot. Whatever you're thinking about today, wondering about, worrying about, you're going to have a dream tonight, and it's going to have your answer. Now, you might not remember the dream. You might not even be aware that this stuff is occurring, but it is, and there's an answer, and there you go. So programming it is really just taking it to a higher level of desire, I would say.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and dreams are a way to know, because everyone asks us the same question: How do I know? How do I know? How do I know? That's my soulmate, or I need to move to New York or California. How do I know about the new job? You know, even Einstein, and not many people know this. Einstein used dreams to develop theory of all of his theories came from dreams, not from statistics, not from mathematics. Einstein was not that good at math. He turned all the math over to the mathematicians, and they developed the math and worked backwards. He would nod off in the middle of the day for 10 or 15 minutes and see light going toward the moon, and then it started bending around the moon, a stream of light like a laser. He woke up and thought, wow, we always believed in science light goes in a straight line. There's no exception to that. And then he started thinking about it, working on it. Sure enough, light bends around a gravitational field. It was a huge breakthrough, like 100 years ago, whenever. But Einstein always used his dreams to develop the theories. So it's not a lightweight mumbo jumbo spiritual approach. It actually takes us to the heart of everything. Dreams are really that powerful.
Oh, they certainly are. We're going to give you a few case stories. So, a client was wondering if her ex boyfriend was going to go to a wedding. They recently broke up. She was concerned, is he going to go? Is he going to show up? Is he going to be alone? Is he going to have someone with him? And so she programmed the dream, and the dream showed her. He arrived. The dream was this. He arrived, he pulled up in a car by himself. He was alone in a vehicle. That was the dream. So the takeaway, he's coming alone. So what happened that weekend? He came alone. It showed her ahead of time so she could relax. She didn't need to worry. There was her answer. There was the guidance. He was coming alone, and sure enough, he came alone. Okay. The other thing is to experiment. So in this way, you can experiment. Ask a question, see what happens, see the result. Then you track your data once again. And after it repeats over and over, the correct answer or the truth was revealed, or you had the prophecy happened. That's what raises your confidence, like building the bicep. And then you get real comfortable using the tools and relying on this data. That's why it's important to start experimenting and tracking your data. Here's another one. Client. This one, she came to our seminar, some time ago, a dream workshop we did, and she was wondering, she had failing health for ever, years. No test could figure it out. No doctor, no test, no doc. So we said, she said, I've had this recurring dream, and it was the letters PB, like peanut butter. And so, in the workshop, we did this as a group, but Michael happened to have known that PB, that was the elemental symbols for lead. So her dream was showing her she actually had lead toxicity, and if she took care of that, everything would be cool. So we did the dream at the workshop. Then she went and she rectified the situation as if it was lead toxicity. Sure enough, her health turned around in about a month. And it was the message, and it was the answer, and it was the guidance that no doc and no test could figure out, except her higher self. Her higher self was trying to tell her for years. And we don't care what your belief system is, okay? Here's what's up. You can call it the universe, the universal database. You can call it your higher self. You can call it God, Jesus, Buddha, any of your religions and their leader, their prophet, what have you. So we're just trying to say that it's the higher guidance. It's the best guidance for us. And if that guidance ever tells you to do something negative, it's not your higher self. So don't even try to kid yourself and thinking, well, a dream told me to do it. That's a bunch of bullshit. And we'll get into that another time because we want to keep this nice and succinct for you. We could talk about dreams for probably 5 hours. So in the future, as we do more podcasts, we will get into different aspects of dreams and whatnot. But right now, we wanted to give you a little overview, a little flavor, and get you rolling with some tools that are innate. I mean, this stuff is on autopilot 24/7. You're dreaming, you're having synchronicities or coincidence while you're awake, and intuition as well. So get rolling, experiment. Let's see. You want to say anything, Michael?
Yeah, that's, it's another super tool because you look outwards and you got, I ask myself, who do I trust? Well, there's no one I trust anymore, not with the world the way it is. It's too negative. So what have I got? Trust yourself. I look within and suddenly I've got dreams that are showing me the answers and solutions to daily problems. So you can use it for daily decisions. You can use dreams for avoiding adversity. You can use it for health, relationships. I mean, it's a super powerful tool. So, think about that.
Hey, I got one more really cool dream. So there's this, Michael and I, we lived in Hollywood Hills for, I don't know, 12 years or something. Whatever. Anyway, there was a publicist, a well-known publicist, and he worked with, lots of people, but he was courting us. He wanted to be our publicist. And so we met at the Peninsula Hotel in Beverly Hills. This is years ago, like I said. And we had a meeting. He gave us the reasons why he should be our publicist. But he kept drinking water in the weirdest way ever. He kept picking up this glass of water and drinking it incessantly, meaning like OCD, obsessively. He kept picking up this glass of water like every 40 seconds. Drinking water. And I drink over a gallon of water a day, but I thought, what the heck is wrong with this dude, or what's up? I just noticed it. Anyway, Michael and I, we always will take a meeting of any sort. Then we put it on hold. We tell them we'll get back with you. Then we do our homework with dream signs and intuition. You do your outer homework, pros and cons, blah, blah, blah. But you read the real homework, the real data, dream signs and intuition for your final confirmation, for your final answer. So anyway, we said, hey, we'll get back with you tomorrow. And we went home. Then that night, I have a dream. And here's the dream. In the dream, there's my ex-boyfriend from high school. Now, what the heck? At this point, what? Michael and I had already been married probably, we just passed 29 years. So we probably had been married 13 years by then. Because like I said, this was about like 17 years ago when the meeting happened, something like that. Anyway, so I dream of my ex-boyfriend, and in the dream, he's drinking water in the same way this guy is drinking water. He's picking up this glass of water every 40 seconds, drinking it. Okay, that's the whole dream. So here we go. Now we're going to interpret this dream together. Okay, here we go. So you do word association. So what is this ex-boyfriend who shall remain nameless? What does he mean to me? All he reminds me of is cocaine. He did a lot of cocaine. Oh, he loved cocaine. All he reminds me of is cocaine, right? So, and now keep in mind, he's doing the same behavior that the publicist was doing. In other words, the dream was simply showing me this publicist is a cocaine addict, got a cocaine problem, and that's what's up. So you can still go into business with him if you want, Nicole and Michael, but know this. Know that the guy's a coke addict. And ultimately, if that's what you want to deal with in a publicist, have at it. So it was some information, some further information we got that you're not going to get on a pro and con list. I'll tell you that. But nonetheless, we were given a snapshot of the truth, pure truth coming in. So we called the guy politely. No, of course, we did not tell him about the dream, nor did we diss the guy. We were very polite and said, hey, we're going to pass right now, maybe in the future, blah, blah, blah. And that was that. So this is why and how your dreams and the data, it's so vital. It's so important. Oh my gosh, I can't even tell you.
And it's a higher form of knowing.
Yeah.
And it gives you that how to know. Everybody wants to know. I wish I knew. Well, there's your tool right there. You can know. Collect your data, do your homework, do your stats, but in order to know, look inward and check your dreams. They are golden. They're invaluable. And believe me, they are ancient wisdom.
Oh, aren't they though? Just fabulous. And built in, someone always says, they said, when you go on vacation, you take your dreams with you. It's like, yeah, you sure do. So, anyway, I think we're going to wrap up for now. You got anything before
I'm
we
good.
do
Hey,
closing
no,
comments?
dream on. That's it.
Okay, back to you, Nic.
My advice to you guys out there is dream on in dreamland. Just dream on.
Nice, nice, nice. So, hey, this is Dr. Nic and Mike signing off. If you want to get a hold of us, if you want to donate to the 501c3, if you want to do it yourself with one of our books, if you want to do any coaching, sign up for the free newsletter. Go to the website. You can do all that in one place at trustyourselfsystem.com. Trustyourselfsystem.com. Talk soon. Have a good one. Bye.